Okay,
All right.
we're back.
Hey. All right.
Slim Shady's back. Back again.
So
Tell
we have
a
another gem from the learning company here.
That company that we know little to nothing about.
All right.
So this is Treasure Mountain. Treasure Mountain! Exclamation point.
From 1990.
These graphics are still dope.
A Super Solvers adventure.
So it came out in 1990. This is what? When did you play this?
It was at the same time that I played Midnight Rescue. So just like
Okay.
94, 95 on floppies.
Yeah, this is apparently the third installment of Super Solvers. It goes Midnight Rescue, Outnumbered, Challenge of the Ancient Empires, Spellbound,
What is that one?
Gizmos and Gadgets, and Mission Think.
At some point we should get all of those.
And then Treasure Mountain is actually part of Super Seekers, but it was originally released as a regular Super Solvers title, apparently. But yeah, all of these have exclamation marks at the ends of them.
So apparently the Master of Mischief has stolen the magic crown or something.
Okay.
And the elves are gonna help us if we catch them.
Yeah, so we were in like a school yesterday, and now there's magic and elves and shit. Rascal.
Alright. Who should we be?
I think we should be good old classic butt melt.
Butt melt.
Yeah.
It's the perfect amount of characters, so it seems,
Yeah. It was meant to be.
seems
Oh great, now we have like a Clippy from 1995 Microsoft Word or whatever.
Hi, my name is Flutter. So
Hi Flutter.
we seem to be a similar character.
Well, probably the
What?
same guy. He just put on his like Renaissance Fest outfit or whatever to do this. He's got a butterfly catcher instead of a camera, I guess.
Yeah, we have a net. We have
Man,
coins.
look at them transition animations. Look at how shitty that is.
We have a backpack with treasure.
Man, this dude just like waltzes around.
Yeah,
He's like,
this is totally
haters
a
gonna hate.
haters gonna hate. Yeah. I think that this is the same. Yeah, this is where you look at your points, like you had in Midnight Rescue.
Okay,
Let's see.
you got coins. Can we buy fat loot with our coins? Can we get like a better net?
I forget what you do with those. You throw them on the ground, and I think it like. Oh, I think you get like trophies and rewards and stuff that go in here,
Okay.
or something like that.
Man.
Yeah, prizes.
How far this series has advanced?
Yeah.
So like,
So we still got clue words we're looking for.
all right.
All right, let's get out to the mountain. Oh shit, we got. Yeah.
We got some music going on up in here.
Some of the elves built a snowman last week. It was cute, with its bright black eyes and orange nose. Then the sun came out, the air got warm, and the snowman... Did he grew? Did he froze?
Did he grew?
melted?
Did he froze? Or did he melted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he melted. We got a clue word. Where'd that little elf go?
And the clue word wasn't the word that we picked. It was just like a different word.
Yeah,
Okay.
no fire. So I think in this game,
This music is like a lot better.
yeah, and it's like going on. I had 3 coins in my small brown sack. I put them with 6 other coins in my pack. Then how many coins did I have in my pack?
This game is teaching you how to lay down some ill rhymes.
We had 9 coins in our pack, which of course means triangle.
I think it'd be kind of funny to like play a bunch of learning games, a bunch of like edutainment games, and then try to deduce what exactly like the learning goals were of the designers. Like, what are they
Oh.
trying to teach us?
Okay, so this is the... So you drop a coin in front of stuff.
Yeah.
2. This is a better design than the...
Is it?
Yeah.
So far, I don't understand it at all, but I'm also like vaguely paying attention.
Climb the tree, elf crossing, find the key.
Okay, hold on. Look back there.
There's 4.
Do you see those little spots on the ground?
Yeah.
What do those look like to you?
They perhaps some sort of appendage. So we're trying to drop the coin by the clue word.
Yeah.
So 4 triangle something. So
That's just how you indicate what you think a thing is.
Yeah.
This is like a Japanese game show. Like,
Let's try this.
how does this?
We got a key.
I don't
Found
understand.
the key.
I do not understand what just happened.
It's Treasure Mountain, man. Find the lock
Well,
and
I'm glad you
press
know what's going
up
on.
to open it. So we're doing some kind of magic to find the key. It seems like we're throwing magic coins.
What
no
sorcery
smoking.
is this? No smoking. No smoking in this.
So there's just
D&D
like a
adventure.
variety of groups of objects, and you throw magic coins in front of them as you find.
Clue words.
Oh, you can buy coins for 4. You can buy nets for 4 coins. What's in this cave?
That's such a weird place to do that at, though. Like that
A
rock gets you nets.
It's magic.
Did you just come out the other end of that cave?
Yeah. So that was kind of back where we started. We passed
This is
the
just like a
cave while ago.
shortcut. What's the point of catching these elves?
I think you get money.
You get scalps.
Yeah, you get elf scalps.
You get scalps you can turn into the.
So then we unlock this tree. This tree with this metal ladder on it. And we can
Rad.
go up to level 2.
Why? Like, look at the colors that they use to make a tree. Like, there's like brown and like
Green
other
or brown, man.
No. Look at just the bark on those trees. It's like brown, and then like some more brown, and then like purple,
Yeah.
and like yellow or orange. No, there's some orange pixels in there. Like, what?
Don't even worry about it. That's totally what trees look like where I come from.
Where your people are from?
Yeah.
On the
My
human
people
planet
are
of
the
Earth.
gnomes, after all.
Yeah.
Fun, pin, fan, fin. These words all end with N. Do you see one more N word? Please pick it for me then.
I read that as SVN, like Svin, or like
Subversion Network.
Subversion Network. Yeah.
This one, so this looks like dim sum. That one, Asian food.
Yeah.
So round something.
Wait, dim sum? That's an
Dim-
Asian food?
I think it's dim sum.
Dim sum.
Oh shit.
And dim sum.
Get back here. Get back here. You ain't going nowhere.
Boy, I'm gonna take your scalp.
I'm thinking of a number between 4 and 8. What could it be?
Ain't gonna be no engines on my land.
Round pine cones. Man, we have hella coins. Those are round pine cones, right?
Yeah. Round pie cones? I don't know. I think I just got that totally back. Like, it wasn't like
Oh yeah.
the pioneers who genocided Indians who scalped people, right? It was like Indians, supposedly, like American Indians, Native Americans. Was that
Yes.
ever a real thing? Did anybody ever scalp anyone, or is that just some bullshit? Is that just some bullshit that American settlers made up about Indians? Yeah, they were totally cutting off our.
Oh man,
our
this is
foreheads.
awesome. Check out this elevator. That makes sense, right?
That there's
Ooh, it's
fish. There's fish in it.
It's getting
They're just
frosty
stuck
up
in it.
here.
It looks like they're repeatedly diving into it.
Yeah. Fitbit. I play this game sometimes. Kit lit sit. Please pick a word that rhymes.
Why would I?
Kit lit sit. But
But
Kit lit sit pit.
what like nothing that you're saying right now is profane, but it sounded vaguely profane.
It's profane in this world.
Yeah.
Kitlet sit pit. Good old Kitlet sit pit. From
Sounds
Detroit.
Sounds like a Star Wars name or something.
Yeah.
Kit Fisto, probably.
Kit Fisto.
That's why.
Kiadi Mundi.
Kit Fisto sounds like vaguely
Something.
profane as well. Yeah.
So this appears to be a cave made of sugar / snow with gems.
Why would there just be a bunch of snow inside a cave though? Like,
I don't know. Maybe it is sugar. That would make
did you
more
see the
sense.
ghost? That's ectoplasm.
I don't remember what's in this hole. Should we delve in?
Delve into that hole.
Why would I want to do that? That brought us back to level 2. We can go back up. Maybe there's no net for coins rock up here. A rock merchant. So far we just have
A rock
snowballs
merchant.
up here.
Those square snowmen, or cylindrical snowmen, or whatever they were. So, the Learning Company, I guess,
Those are snowballs.
was founded in 1980 in Boston, and it was founded by some PhD educators who, along with Warren Robinette, a former Atari employee who had programmed the popular game Adventure, saw the Apple II as an opportunity to enhance the ability to teach young children concepts of math, reading, science, problem solving, and thinking skills. They just saw that opportunity. They were like, oh man, we could teach children so much with this computer. And part of the original funding for the company came from a National Science Foundation grant. That's kind of interesting. The additional funding was provided by Jack Melchor and Melchor Venture Partners, among others. It was four companies IBM contacted to produce launch titles for the PC Junior, or PCJR, announced in late 1983. So yeah, like...
Okay, That's pretty interesting. What have they been up to recently?
It doesn't seem like anything. They've made a bunch of games, like a bunch of them that I remember actually. Like, do you remember the Zoom Beanies?
No.
That might be a thing we have to put on the list because I remember the shit out of them.
Right, I think
1996 looks like.
That's when it was from.
Yeah. They're just like weird cartoon guys that taught you how to do stuff or whatever. Reader Rabbit, I kind of remember some Reader Rabbit stuff
That
as well.
sounds familiar. Oh, right, this doesn't make any sense. Watch this. What?
This kid has like
happened?
this kid is fly. This kid is dope.
Yeah. I don't remember what happens here. Do we just beat him? Or do we have to do something?
I don't think anything just happened. We just noped out of there. I mean, was that the guy that was 30-year-old? What's the dude's name?
What just happened?
Like Leslie.
You made it to the top
Something.
of the mountain. Play again to try to find treasures so you can fill the treasure chest. Walk out the door to play again.
Did we beat the game?
I think I just beat
Did we just win?
Treasure Mountain. You made it to the top.
Is that
So-
the object of the game?
I don't know. To use the file menu to start a new player or exit the game. So, look for 2 treasures on each level of the mountain. So we didn't find any treasures. That's like a bonus objective though?
Okay, so... Yeah, after finding the key on each of the 3 levels of the mountain, you can enter the castle. At this point, you must climb up a maze of ladders, avoiding the Master of Mischief who tries to knock you off. And once the player reaches the top, he deposits all treasures found into the castle's treasure chest and is given a prize, one of the treasures discovered during the game, as a reward for completing the 3 stages. This prize is kept on display in the player's clubhouse, showing how many times he has ascended the mountain.
So
From this point, the player may exit the clubhouse and start again from the bottom of the mountain. So yeah, basically you won. Did you get a treasure?
no, we didn't find any.
Okay, so I guess
I guess what we want.
our condition for considering ourselves masters of this game is we should get at least 1 treasure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab some more nets.
Yeah. Purchase some nets. So your money stays. You keep money.
Apparently, that's kind of cool.
So it's interesting that it started out as like a Macintosh thing. Like an Apple II thing or whatever. I guess it wasn't the Macintosh yet. Because, like, you'll notice the menus up at the top are kind of reminiscent of early, Mac OS UI stuff. It's really funny to look at old operating system stuff because, like, Windows 3.1 or whatever looks totally like Mac. Like, it looks totally like Microsoft's ripoff of Mac OS. Like it's stupid how
I found a treasure.
How brazenly they just did that. They were just like, we're just gonna totally do the same exact thing.
I see. So the treasures are behind. They match a couple of the clue words, I guess, but not all three.
Okay.
So that gives you like some indication. You don't have to just go randomly.
Yep.
Dropping coins in front of everything.
Yeah. You don't just have to go randomly dropping coins.
Like I was just doing.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
So I had a shitload of coins.
Oh man, do you want to know the system requirements of this game?
Yes.
So you gotta have DOS 5.0 or higher, or Windows 3.1 or higher.
Check.
So disk operating system 5.0 or higher. Your CPU's gotta have 386/25 megahertz or better. I don't even know what that means. Compy 386. So I guess like 400 megahertz ish. You gotta have 4 megs of RAM. You gotta have 20 megs of hard disk space. And for graphics hardware, you gotta have 256 color SVGA or 16 color VGA. And your sound hardware has gotta be a Windows compatible sound card. And for a Macintosh, you gotta have System 7 or higher, a 68030 processor or better, and a 256 color monitor. That's cute. That's adorable. I love that the fucking tablet that I'm reading this on is like orders
An
of
infinitely
magnitude
more powerful device.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny if you read those secret terminals in like written by Jason Jones in the Marathon, secret shit. That's one of the things that he says, I think, in Marathon 1. He's like, man, someday I bet you're going to be reading this on a fucking shit-fast portable computer of some sort that'll be like, way faster than the computer we've developed this game on or whatever, which is ultra true. Like, yep. I could easily play Marathon on this Surface that I have right here, right now. I could play Marathon and stream Twitch.
Yeah.
Split screen.
One thing that I find odd in this game compared to Midnight Rescue is how the flip is so much slower and less responsive.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it for now? Like what do you?
I don't know. I just kind of.
I mean, maybe it's just like
for
a
fun.
flourish. It's just like, why not? It's like the jump in Dragon Age Inquisition. How like you can just kind of jump for some reason. It's never like straight up necessary to jump in that game, as far as I remember. But it's like sometimes kind of helpful or whatever.
Yeah.
Such a weird thing. Like, why now? Why suddenly, 3 games into one of your series do you decide to put a jump button in the game? And Neil still won't play it.
Because open world. So we have 5. This is probably something. It's a key. Let's see if we can rack up some more treasure, though.
Yeah.
Got some honey.
Is that a treasure?
Yep.
Okay.
So we've got 3. We got 4 treasures right now.
Yeah. So this game is, I mean, I guess probably most of these games are this way, but it's like this game is also very much designed to just be played over and over again, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't remember playing it like that as a kid. Like, I remember this one specifically. I didn't play Midnight Rescue, but I played this one. And I don't really remember getting to the top, like, because I guess because I was an idiot kid or whatever. I feel like they wanted you to, like, a bunch, like we're doing right now, but I just couldn't. Like, is that a thing about all kids? Can all kids just kind of, like, not beat games? Or were we, like, super stupid kids? You know?
I don't know.
Because don't you remember that being a thing about games? Like, when you were a little kid, how often did you beat a game?
Not very often at all. This was one of the like few exceptions, I think.
Did you did beat this game, or you did get to the top of the mountain or whatever?
Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah, I mean it seems stupid easy. I don't know why
difficult.
I wasn't able to do it. Yeah.
Because my intellect is vast.
Yeah, you're smarter than me.
It dwarfs yours.
Yeah.
Where else is there 5 of something? I guess I could take this. 4 treasures seems pretty good, because you only get 1 anyway.
On the box here it says... It says... ages 5 to 9. For one thing. And it also says... 100 interactive puzzles. It's got... and dazzling graphics.
As a kid, this game was pretty cool to me, actually. Like,
I think I remember thinking it was kind of cool, but I think the thing I thought was cool about it was just like the fantasy vibe it had.
yeah, that's why I liked it better than Midnight Rescue.
Yeah.
So there's all my treasures going
It's
into
so
the
weird because
box.
like there's games like this that were out at this time that just like very vaguely had like a cool thing going on with them, like, you know, just a little bit of a cool fantasy vibe or whatever. But at the same time, like, we could have been playing Final Fantasy like on a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
We just didn't. Like, our parents, like, we just didn't know about all the cool games that were
I
out.
just didn't
and our
know
parents,
about it.
Yeah, and our parents just like didn't care / know or whatever, and so they didn't get us the thing. Like, I just didn't have, like, anytime I played an actually super rad game was like usually by accident, you know, like I would just happen upon a rad game somehow. Until I learned about, like, there was a point at which I started like asking my mom to take me to this fucking game store next to my karate studio called Funko Land. I think I told you about that place.
Funko Land.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
And they were rad. It was like a local GameStop kind of place or whatever. Like they had new games, but also like crazy awesome deals on used, you know, N64 carts and stuff. And I would get like a shitload. Like I would save up my allowance. You know, I'd get like $10 every 2 weeks or whatever, and I would get my mom to drive me to Funko Land after karate or whatever, and I would just buy a shitload of Game Boy games or whatever, just any game that was relatively cheap. Sometimes I'd like save up a bunch of my money and buy like a used copy of Morrowind for PC or whatever, things like that. And that's how I got rad games eventually. What I actually did was, at one point, Funko Land had like a deal where you could get a Game Informer subscription for like a year for free or whatever. So I did that. So I get Game Informer for a while, and my mom like realized I was into that kind of shit, and so she got me a Nintendo Power subscription. And so I had Nintendo Power and Game Informer for a bit. I remember specifically the first issue of Game Informer I got was, this must have been a lot later on than this, you know, than like when we were playing the Super Solver games or whatever. But I got Game Informer when the issue that was out was like the Snake Eater issue, I think, and it had some rad, what's the dude's name, Yoji Shinkawa? Yeah, it had some rad Yoji Shinkawa art on the cover, because Game Informer's always had rad covers, you know, like the Skyrim cover they did or whatever. That's like the thing about them, they have better covers than every other game magazine. And at that time, they had such a fucking cool Metal Gear Solid cover. And all I had played at that point was the original Metal Gear Solid, so it felt like this weird Japanese thing that I thought was fucking awesome, but I didn't know much about. And they were like 3 games ahead of me or whatever, you know, talking about the new game that came out.
Yeah.
On the PS2, which was a console I didn't have at the time. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's I never had a lot of games, but there was an era where I got really, really into Nintendo games, basically, because
Yeah.
eventually, I think probably from playing various things at my cousin's house and my friends' houses, I just really, really wanted a Nintendo 64. And I put like a shitload of pictures of Nintendo 64 stuff on my wall until my parents kind of got the idea and finally got one for my birthday. But I never had a lot of games because games were expensive to me.
That's what I did. Yeah, totally.
And
like,
my parents weren't really like people to buy me things.
I didn't get a lot of console games because even used console games were usually kind of expensive. You know, it's like $20 or something. It's like that's a month's allowance, man.
Yeah.
So like I would just get a shitload of handheld games because they were like way cheaper used for some reason. You could just get like 12 Game Boy Color games for like $1 each or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was kind of awesome. That's how I got a game that we're gonna play later on in this Let's Play, Link's Awakening, for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
That's how I got that game. But yeah, like you were talking about like trying to unsubtly get your parents to realize that you wanted an N64.
Unsubtly, quote unquote.
Do you remember the thing that I did? I think I told you about this before, to get my parents to get me a Game Boy Pocket. So like there was this kid. I used to go with my sister to ballet. Like I didn't take ballet, but she took ballet, and I would just like sit in the lobby and wait with like all the other brothers who thought it was dumb or whatever. And this one of the other kids there had a Game Boy Pocket at the time. He had like the rad, transparent one, the one that I have. He had that one, and he was playing Pokemon on it. And it was like the first time I'd ever seen Pokemon #1, like the game Pokemon. I think I'd seen the show, and I was all into it and stuff, but I hadn't played the game. And he had that, and I was just watching him play, and I was just fucking enthralled. It was like when we first found out about Minecraft. It was like, what?
Yeah.
There's a game where you can be a Pokemon guy, And he was all bad at it too. I remember figuring out some basic things about how the game worked just as I was watching him. So like he was doing tail whip a bunch of times in that first fight with Gary. Like he just did tail whip instead of tackle a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, you don't have to do that a bunch. Like especially in this fight, you don't like that doesn't damage him or even have a chance of damaging him. If you keep doing that, you'll die. Like stop doing that, you dumbass. It made me so mad. And I wanted one of those so bad. I wanted Pokemon and a Game Boy Pocket so bad. So I started doing insane kid things to try to get one before Christmas or whatever. So like one of the things I did was I would one of my teeth was kind of loose, so I just kind of fucking ripped it out of my head. And I was like, Tooth Fairy, give me a Game Boy. Like I left a fucking note under my pillow to the Tooth Fairy to get me a goddamn Game Boy. And
give me a goddamn Game Boy, Tooth Fairy.
Basically, yeah. And that didn't work. But I did things like that all year, just like constantly hinting that I wanted a Game Boy, and I finally got one for fucking birthday or Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
So my birthday is next to Christmas. I was born in November, so that was my life as a kid, just waiting for winter, basically.
I don't remember how I discovered Pokemon. I think some kid had an original Game Boy on the playground.
Yeah. The original Game Boy seemed like
cool.
ancient technology to me, which it kind of was. Like it came out in like the 80s or something, which is kind of insane.
Yeah. And he had Pokemon for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah, I mean the Game Boy Pocket was just an original. It was like the DS Lite or whatever.
Small
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Yeah. I used to think. Did you ever think crazy dumb stuff as a kid? Like maybe if I stick a Game Boy Color cart in a Game Boy Pocket, it'll just work. And
I
they're
did
just
that
lying
for
to us.
For the Total Annihilation expansion.
Oh, you tried to run the Mac version you
Yeah.
had on a PC or whatever. Why'd you have a Mac version? Anyway?
Well, I had the original game, Total Annihilation,
Yeah.
on PC, and I always wanted to play the expansion. And I saw it at like Target one day, on the like clearance rack, but it was only the Mac version because it was kind of. I don't know if it's primarily a Mac game, supposed to be, but like I could like. Seems like I only ever found it in Mac version for some reason.
Yeah.
So I just bought it, and I was like, I'm just gonna try it.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Didn't work at all.
Yep.
So we have some honey in our clubhouse now.
Oh, okay. I missed that because I was like not looking at this. At this, I don't know how, but I wasn't mesmerized by the sick graphics of this game.
So we got some more treasures. We're gonna put them in our box.
Man, you mastered the stairs. You're the stair master.
I don't really get. So is there a way to get the crown back at some point?
I don't know.
Because that was like
let me figure
right?
that out. I think my new thing, Eek, is gonna be I'm gonna try to insert an Eddie Murphy reference in every single episode of this Let's Play. I don't know if you noticed, but I just said I mastered the stairs. I'm the stair master.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
a stair right here, right now. I'd step all over. We were talking about Eddie Murphy last time or something. Let's see. Okay, so
we leveled up. I think this time around it's based on how many treasures you've collected total.
I'm reading about it. It doesn't.
So this is where your new treasure goes. Shows it on this shelf, and then you go in here. It's got your honey.
The objective of Treasure Mountain is to find the hidden treasures and return them to the chest in the castle at the top of the mountain. It doesn't say on the Wikipedia article anyway. At higher ranks, the game becomes more difficult, as there will be more treasures to find, harder riddles to answer, and elves that steal magical coins by using elf dust.
Oh yeah, I remember that. This is a weird thing you can do. You can like play with your prizes.
Yeah.
You can turn the candle on and off, and you can like wiggle the honey.
Yeah. Apparently, you can wiggle the honey. Apparently, the music, I guess I should have recognized this, but the music in these games is just classical shit.
Yeah, I noticed that in the
this
first
is like
game.
Beethoven or whatever. And there's Bach. It's Bach, Beethoven. Wait. Is there a dude named Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach and then also Johann Sebastian Bach? And they're different guys that are both classical composers.
Karl Bach?
Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach, a German classical period musician and composer, son of Johann Sebastian Bach.
Oh. I think I remember that now from...
So when people say Bach, they're talking about Johann Sebastian, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that's Magic Mountain. I could do this forever and get all the treasures, but that seems like an insane thing to do, so...
How long do you think that would take you?
You can get up to 300.
Oh, Jesus.
You have 8.
Fuck that.
So,
Fuck that. Yeah, I don't give a shit about doing that.
just take a stroll.
I mean, okay, so what do you think about these games? Because I think this is the last one of this, these ones that we have on the list anyway. What do you think about them? Because they're not like abjectly bad or anything. Like they're not.
Maybe it's just
offensive.
nostalgia, but I kind of like them.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's just because there's somebody saying I picked the one that most like them. Cow Rock Tree.
I mean, man, you could just take those word lists and just that's the name of your indie movie.
Cow Rock Tree.
Yeah. Or like that's the name of your like southwestern town. Just like Cow Rock Tree, Utah.
Yeah. Like these games are like it's adorable.
Yeah, it's just kind of cute. That's what I was saying last time about Midnight Rescue is like I almost, for some reason I had this knee-jerk reaction to just be like, oh, look at how bad this game is. And then I felt bad about it because of how adorable and like kind of noble they are.
Yeah.
It's like the people who founded the learning company just got it was just like an Atari person and a bunch of professors, and they just got money from the government or whatever to make a company for learning stuff.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's cute. And I don't know if it helped me read good.
or learn to do other stuff good too.
Yeah, but this one in particular, I remember having a lot of fun with.
Yeah, I played it some.
It's really, there's not a lot to it, so I don't know. I'd be curious to know in the post-game Carnage report of my life how many hours I've put into this game.
Yeah, that'd be super interesting.
Maybe it just seemed like a lot because I was a kid.
It was like 2 hours. It doesn't seem like a lot to me. Like it seems like I played this game like very occasionally as a kid.
My sister, like, I'd be curious to ask my sister about it because I think I played it with her some.
Yeah.
So
she probably remembers better because she's like a
than me.
million years older than you. Isn't she like way older than you than my sister is younger than me?
Not really. She's like 3 years older.
Oh,
than me.
so she's exactly as much older than you as I am older than my sister. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, my sister's the same way with stuff like this. Like she doesn't really remember the early days of video games, and she feels cheated out of it, especially because she was a girl, and so like our parents didn't really like drop stuff in front of her like they did for me, you know?
Yeah.
Like my dad was just like, I bet Jake would like this. I bet hey kid, come check this shit out, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was just doing that all the time with me. But he just assumed that she wouldn't give a fuck about it, and so she
assumed she would want to take ballet lessons and
exactly. Stuff. And so like she just didn't give a fuck about computers for a long time. And then when she was in the hospital for a while and I gave her a DS, it like blew her fucking mind. And that was when I was like 17, so she was like 14. So 14 is when she figured out video game.
Yeah.
I was like 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This was like 4 or 5 when I was playing these.
And I remember playing these too. I may have played them in like 1995 when the CD-ROM version came out or something. So I may have been a bit older than you were when you played them, but it was still only like 5 or 6. That's some like natal shit right there.
Yeah,
like. That's what's so interesting. Like, it's not just nostalgia. It's not like, you know, when you were 17 in the 70s, so you really remember disco fondly or whatever, you know, whatever the fuck you remember about the 70s. Like, we don't even like consciously remember some of this stuff until like a sense memory thing happens with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like suppressed or something, or like buried deep within the very basic functioning of our minds. Like that kind of shit is really interesting to me. How like what forms your earliest formative experiences? Because some of them are like, you would think it would all just be like traumatic things or whatever, but it's not. Like it's just like little things, like you played this game one time.
Yeah.
And so you just like, this is one of your earliest memories of life, you know?
Yeah. Definitely my oldest memory that I know of is a traumatic thing, but the next thing after that is like this.
It was the hot air balloon incident, right?
Yeah, with the
British
Englishman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, almost
pine cones
to the top again. Might as well.
Hell yeah. Let's finish it out. Let's finish out strong.
I gotta get at least one treasure, though.
Yeah. Yeah, looking through the list of the Learning Company stuff, I played like almost all of the things that the Learning Company made at one point or another. I think my mom probably got a bunch of stuff from them. I should ask her about that, because I'm sure she remembers. She was like 30 at the time or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, she was my mom's relationship with technology is interesting because her dad, my maternal grandfather, worked for a company in Georgia called Specialty at the time. That was like Radio Shack basically before Radio Shack, kinda, or maybe at the same time as Radio Shack or whatever. And they sold like computer shit, like consumer electronics basically. And my mom always had like the first anything because of that. You know, her grandpa would just bring home stuff. Just here's a goddamn computer, kid. You know, here's a microwave. And so she played like Zork and stuff. Like she told me about that one time that she used to sit there playing text adventures.
Yeah.
It's like a super nerdy thing that my mom used to do when she was a little kid. So she remembers playing like Zork and stuff. And so when she went back to college, when she was like 30, when I was a kid, she, or however old she would have been, 25 or something like that, my dad wanted to get her a method of writing papers that wasn't fucking a pen and a piece of paper. And so he's like, okay, so I could do a typewriter, or I could do a word processor, or I could do a computer. And he was like, why the fuck would I do a typewriter or a word processor when I could get her a computer and she would like mostly not use it, and then I could play Doom on it?
That's why computers are cool.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Like, you can do a bunch of shit with them.
Yeah, so he got her a computer. It was an IBM PS2, the personal system 2. It ran IBM DOS. It was before it was even branded as my MS-DOS or whatever. And I think the way that she thought, like, my dad was just like, hey, let's just like pirate a bunch of games from news groups and play them with my kid. He just played Doom with me or whatever. My mom was like, hey, I'm gonna be a nerd and get my kid a bunch of learning games, I guess. And so that's how that happened. I think I still have all the CD-ROMs of those because I went through them one time in our basement because like my dad was getting rid of a bunch of stuff.
Fucking
and I
treasure.
wanted
Jesus.
Nice.
That was hard to find a treasure.
He was getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and I didn't want him to get rid of some stuff because I have like a crazy person hoarder mentality about some shit. And so I grabbed all the CD-ROMs and stuff, and I think I have like this and a bunch of other games on CD-ROM and floppies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were things that I'm sure it must have been my mom who bought them. Like my dad wouldn't have given a fuck about buying some like learning games or whatever, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know where I'm sure my dad got these because my mom doesn't know anything about computers.
Yeah, she doesn't like know what a computer is.
Yeah.
Really. She still uses like America Online or whatever.
Yeah, she used MSN, the like MSN branded browser for a long time.
Yeah, your mom is almost your grandma.
Yeah.
Your parents are almost your grandparents.
All right, we're 9 treasures toward 300.
Nice. It's rad. We're pretty good.
Maybe one day
Maybe someday we'll complete our let's play of this. Butt melt. It's fantastic. Yeah, so
So what's next, Sonic?
yeah, we're gonna play Sonic the Hedgehog.
We might try to finish it.
Yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog is the next thing on our list, which is a Genesis game that I never had either. This is another one that's kind of like this. Is this one of yours? Do you have a memory of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Definitely.
Okay, so basically, I think you made the music freeze or something by doing that. Yeah. There's like a weird glitch going on or something.
Yeah. Just exit. And it's still happening.
Yeah, I think you broke the virtual sound card. You're gonna have to kill DOSBox. Or just... yeah, see if killing DOS... yeah, there we go. Yeah, it must have been some bug in the way DOSBox was doing sound card stuff. So, Sonic the Hedgehog, I don't remember playing as a kid. We'll talk about this more in the Sonic video, but just, like, Sonic is cool, and I know about it. In the same way that I know about Super Mario Brothers, but I never played it because I never had a Genesis, because it was like, I don't know, because I never had a Genesis for some reason.
Yeah. I never had a Genesis either, but I knew someone who had a Genesis. So
There you go.
played a shitload of Sonic.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm excited for that because I think that game is good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's good because we played it like a month ago a lot.
Played a lot of it.
And it was pretty good. So, yeah.
All right.
Excited about that. Let's do it. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Maybe someday Run Button will agree to be our nemesis.
That would be amazing.
Let's get them to do that. Oh, man.
You've heard us, Run Button.
The gauntlet has been thrown.